Hey guys, today we'll be learning about arc measures. And here we go, arc measures. First of all, let's take a look. What is an arc? An arc is part of a circle that has at least two endpoints. We're going to be learning about the minor arc and the major arc. And minor means small, so the minor arc is the shortest arc named by two endpoints. Major meaning large, which is the longest arc named by three endpoints. Now notice, here's a circle with 3 points, A, B, and C. So how many arcs do you see there? Well, let me show you. First of all, there's arc AB from here to here. Then there's arc BC, which is from here to here. Next, we have arc AC, which is from here to here, A to C. Then we have arc ABC, which is from A to B to C, so you have to follow it, A to B to C. And then there's BCA, so from B to C to A, which is from here to here, B to C to A. And then finally, arc BAC, which is from B to A to C. Now, this would be the biggest arc. So these are all arcs. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 arcs. Now, BC is the smallest, so that's considered the minor arc. And BAC is the largest, so that's the major arc. And there you go. So here, let's first name the minor arc and the major arc and find the measures of each. So notice we have here LM, which is the minor arc. And as you see, arcs are named by the central angle. And the central angle is 39. So LM, the measure of LM is 39 degrees. Now, how about the major arc? Well, first of all, do you guys know what the measure of a full circle is? Well, if you said 360 degrees, then you got it right. A full circle is 360 degrees. So how do you, if we know the minor arc is 39, how do we find the major arc, the other part of the circle? Well, the major arc, the other part of the circle would be LNM, would be the major arc. And that's found by 360 minus 39. So that would be 321 degrees. So the minor arc is 39, the major arc is 321 degrees. Now, you can try one on your own, pause and try it. And if you understand it, you can move on to example 2. Let's take a look at try 1. Which is the minor arc and which is the major arc, and what are their measures? The minor arc would be the smallest arc, which is DE. DE is the minor arc. And as you can see, the measure of the minor arc is 81 degrees. How about the major arc? Well, the major arc would be the biggest arc, which is DFE, the other part. And what is the measure of the other part of the circle? Well, that would be 360 degrees minus 81, which would give you 279. So if you said 279, then you got it right. Good for you. Okay, let's move on to example 2. Let's go ahead and examine example 2. So, first of all, what's given to us is the measure of LM. LM is 36 degrees. That's pretty simple. Now, given that, how do we find the other angles? Well, let's take a look. Do you see ON? ON creates an opposite vertical angle. You remember vertical angles are opposite angles that are equal. So ON is 36 degrees as well. So we can say the measure of ON is 36 degrees. So given that, how do we find what the other angle is? Well, remember, let's take a look. Notice that these two vertical angles cut the circle in half. So to find MN would be supplementary to 36. And you guys remember what supplementary is? 180 degrees, that's half the circle. So you take 180 minus 36, and you can find the little piece of the other half of the circle, which would be 144 degrees. So MN is 144 degrees. And there you go. We found all three angles, 36, 36, and 144. Now it's your turn to go ahead and try number 2 on your own. Pause the video so you can try it on your own. Okay, let's take a look at try 2. Let's we got to find out PQ, SR, and PS. Well, what can we find out without any math right now? That's right, we can find PS. PS is vertical to QR, so PS is 139. Now, what can we find out next? Well, let's try to find out SR. And how do we find out SR? Notice that SR plus 139 forms a straight line, which is half a circle. So we can say 180 minus 139, which is 41 degrees. So now that SR is 41 degrees, PQ is also 41 degrees. And there you go. Okay, let's examine the arc addition postulate. And you can guess what that is. Arc addition. What does that mean? It means when you add up two smaller arcs, you get the bigger arc. So the sum of two adjacent arcs is equal to the sum of the bigger arc that two of them form. So let's take a look at this circle here. And I got 3 points, A, B, and C. So arc addition would be this. If I take AB plus BC, what do I get? I get the bigger arc, which is arc ABC. Also, if I take CA plus AB, what do I get? I get the bigger arc CAB. And this is arc addition postulate. When you add two smaller arcs, you get the bigger arc. So let's go ahead and apply this. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply the arc addition postulate to example 3. And it says, find the measure of the following arcs, UPQ and ST. So far we're given two arcs. We're given UT, which is 27, and we're given RS, which is 118. So using this, we remember the vertical angles are opposite and equal to each other. So you can find these. So let's go ahead and do that. So we know that QR is 27. Why is that? Well, QR is opposite of UT, right? So we can find out that that's 27. And using the same logic, we can find out what PU is. So PU would be 118, correct? Because it's opposite of RS. Now, all we have to do is find the other piece. Now, how do we find the other piece? Well, you find the other piece by knowing that half a circle is 180. So to find the other part of the circle, all you have to do is this. To find PQ, it's going to be 180 minus 27 minus 118, which is going to give you 35 degrees. So now we know that PQ is 35 degrees. So if PQ is 35 degrees, then we know what TS is. And TS would be 35 degrees as well. Now we know all the angles. We can find what UPQ is. So UPQ, let's take a look at what is UPQ. So you got to go from U to P to Q, which means that you have to add up UP plus PQ. So that would be, you have to add up 118 and 35. So UPQ is 153 degrees. Now, what about STU? Well, you have to go from S to T to U. That would mean that you have to add up 35 plus 27, which gives us 62 degrees. Now go ahead and try number 3 on your own. Pause the video and try it, and then unpause it. Okay, now let's take a look at try 3. Find the measure of arcs HID and FGH. Notice DE is 18 degrees, FG is 69 degrees. So because of that, we can find out that DI is 69 degrees. And also, with the same logic, we can find out that HG is 18 degrees. Now, all we need to do is find out what EF and HI is. So let's find EF. And again, notice that it forms half a circle, which is 180 degrees. A full circle is 360. So to find EF, you take 180, which is half the circle, minus 69, minus 18, and you get 93. So EF is 93. If EF is 93, HI is also 93. Now, let's find the measure of HID. And what is HID? HID would be adding up HI and D together, which is 93 plus 69, which gives us 162 degrees. Now we got to find the measure of FGH. FGH would be adding up F to G to H, which is 69 plus 18, which gives us 87 degrees. Now on to the last example, example 4, and we're almost done with the lesson, guys. Okay, guys, so here's the last example here. And we got to find BCD and EAB. Well, we're only given AB, which is 91, and CD, which is 28. Let's take a look at the picture and notice something. We could find out AE without any math. So AE would be 28 degrees. You guys see that? And now we just need to find out what BC and ED is. So let's find out ED. How do we find ED? Well, notice ED and 28 form a half circle. So we can say 180 minus 28 is 152, which is ED. Next, let's find BC. Well, notice BC with 28 and 91 form a half circle. So we can say 180 minus 91 minus 28, and we can get 61. And then we find out BC is 61. Now we got all the angles. We can start adding up the angles to find out what BCD is. So BCD, we go from B to C to D. So that would be 61 plus 28. So BCD is 89 degrees. EAB, you go from E to A to B, and that would be 28 plus 91, which is 119 degrees. Now it's your turn. Pause and try the last one on your own, and we'll be done with the lesson. All right, now that you've unpaused, let's do the last try. So let's take a look. What do we know without any math? We can find out KO is 71. Now we can find KL. And KL would be 180 minus 71, which is 109. Also, we can find NM, so we can take 180 minus 21 minus 71, and that gives you 88. So NM is 88 degrees. Now we have all the angles. Let's go ahead and solve for KON and LMN. So let's go from K to O to N. K to O to N would be 71 plus 21, which is 92 degrees. And then L to M to N would be 71 plus 88, which is 159 degrees. And there you go. This is try for, and if you did it right, good for you. Now, this is your lesson for the week, and please do your work, turn it in, and I'll see you next week with a new lesson. And I hope you guys are practicing social distancing and staying safe. Summer's coming soon, guys. The economy and the cities and the beaches are going to open up soon, and we'll start having fun. Good luck, guys.